Hi, I'm Leanne, and I'm going to read Pete, Feet, and Fish to Eat by Phil Smouse. Pete, Feet, and Fish to Eat. Fantastic, amazing, they'll never believe it. It's such a surprise I can hardly conceive it. An hour ago I was locked in a cell, full of jeeper creep peepers and dust musty smells. I was chained to the wall, I was chained to the door, I was chained to the lamp and the chair and the floor. Then a voice still and small, like a beautiful light, whispered, "Peter, look up." And to my great delight, my chains were all broken. I was up on my feet. I was out of that prison and back on the street. Now, as you might have guessed, I was rather excited to be so completely removed and uprighted. I flew down the alley. I kicked up the dust. I raced through the darkness, full speed ahead plus. Finish the story. Get on with it. Do it. All right, just sit tight, and I'll get around to it. Start at the start, that's what Mom used to say. There was just no forgetting that one certain day. We were washing our nets, we'd been fishing all night, and my brother and I had a terrible fight. It's a beautiful fish, I would tend to agree, and the only one singular fish that I see. After 31 hours of huffing and sweating, there's one teeny tiny small thing you're forgetting. One trivial, trifling, petty, slim thought. In a day and a half, this is all that we've caught? I was frothing and foaming, steaming and stewing, yes, gritting and grinding and chafing and chewing. I was so caught away in my little black cloud that I never did notice the wonderful crowd of 100 or maybe 1,000 or more who squashed, squeezed, and crunch crowded their way to the shore. "Teach us, O Lord," I heard them all shout as they hustled and bustled and rustled about. And there went my brother. He was shouting it too. Why, the place had turned into some kind of a zoo. Well, that's when it happened. He came up to me, this man they were eyeing and trying to see. He stepped into my boat and he asked for a lift. So I hoisted the sail and set her adrift. "Cast out your nets," he proclaimed, "if you wish, and you'll find that they're filled full to bursting with fish. Whatever you say, this should be good. We'll probably snag a few pieces of wood, or maybe some cans or a shoe or a boot, or a waterlogged wallet. Now that would be cute." What happened next was a little bit shocking. It sent my head spinning. It set my knees knocking. Fish by the tens and the hundreds of dozens, fish uncles and aunts, nephews, nieces, and cousins were cramming my nets. And before I could blink, my poor boat was so full that it started to sink. "Oh, Lord," I cried out as I fell at his feet and proceeded to whimper and sniffle and bleat. "Go away from me, please. Please just leave me alone. I'm the worst kind of horrible man ever known." But he did not care. It was perfectly fine. I could tell his eyes looked down deep into mine. And right then and there, in that boat, on that day, Jesus wiped all my badness and sadness away. But if you think that's something, then listen to this, because this will be something you won't want to miss. I remember that night, us guys were recollecting, as we laughed and we hugged, all the while interjecting. But amid the munching and crunching and chewing, I noticed this strange thing that Jesus was doing. He'd taken a bowl and a towel and a seat and proceeded to wash every one of our feet. Our feet, of all things. Yes, he sat there among us. He plucked every toe jam and flushed every fungus. "Not my feet, Lord. No, they're not for you to clean. Isn't there something wrong with this scene? I'm certain there's something important to do for someone who's someone like you." Well, he looked at that bowl, and I knew in a minute he wanted my 2 big fat feet to be in it. "All right, then," I blathered. "Well, how about this? I'll go get a sponge and a mop and a hose, and we'll scrubble and bubble my knees and my nose. Then we'll wish-wash my eyebrows and swish-wash my hips. We'll polish my forehead and lather my lips." "Calm down, pull the plug, Peter, put it on ice. Can't you see that I'm trying to do something nice?" "Just relax," Jesus whispered, "and listen up well, because now I'm the one with the story to tell." The story he told us was shocking and frightening. Our eyes were bug-bulging, our stomachs twist-tightening. He said he'd be battered, bruised, beaten, and killed, but the word of the Lord would at last be fulfilled. Then to top it all off, he said I would deny that I ever did know him. "Oh, no, Lord," I cried. "Before the cock crows, you'll deny me 3 times. How I wished I could get those words out of my mind. As they dragged him away, we were yelling and screaming, "This can't be for real. I just have to be dreaming." "Hey, you with the beard and the big bony knees, come on over here. I'd like to talk to you, please. I know your face. I know it quite well. You were with him, that Jesus. I know, I can tell. Mind your own business. Get out of my sight. I don't know him or you, so just drop it, all right? We know you were there. You could hardly be missed. You're mistaken," I bellowed and boiled and hissed. "Yes, I saw him too. There can't be any doubt." An old gravelly gray, dusty voice gurgled out. "I don't know the man. Would you all just be quiet? Please leave me alone. Be still. Calm down. Come on now. Let's try it." Yes, I denied him, and they crucified him. I watched as they did it. I stood right beside him. But there's something I think that you really should know. It's something he told me a long time ago. "Peter," he said, "I am love, and you'll find that I'm ever so patient and wonderfully kind. I'm not keeping a list. I'm not checking it twice. No, that would be naughty and not at all nice. Oh, I've messed it up now, Lord. I've messed it up then. Yes, I've messed it up over and over again. Dear Lord Jesus, forgive me. Please bring me back home. I'm the worst kind of horrible man ever known." The past is forgotten, erased. Oh, it's true. He did it for me. He will do it for you. The end. Happy Easter.